call this meeting to order. Let the record show that all commissioners present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We'll now have a public hearing on the first public hearing on the proposed tax rate for fiscal year 2018-2019. The hearing is now open. Now, those of you who are here, you do not need to sign a citizen's comments. That's what the hearing is about. So whoever wants to speak in favor or anything about the tax rate, we'll take it in order. Okay, why don't we have somebody from the board organization?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why don't you come up, please?
Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
Good morning, George Valdez and Commissioners. My name is Jose Landa. I am a leader with the border organization, and I live in City of Terrace. We would like to thank Commissioner Flores for attending our house meeting that we had this past week to discuss the many needs that our neighborhoods need. Needs such as streetlights, speed bumps, an animal control building, and City of Terrace, to name a few. We discussed the need to complete existing projects such as a women's shelter, an animal control building, and Valverde Park Estates. We would like to state publicly that the 2-cent decrease and property taxes not be voted into the budget.
Excuse me. What do you mean? Add it to the budget? Or I didn't understand that. What you mean by that?
We wish that the 2-cent decrease not be gone with,
Or keep it at, not take away the 2 cents?
not take away the
Okay,
2-cent
okay.
decrease.
Thank you.
We feel that that money can be used towards our many needs that we have right now, well, as, like I just stated. We're looking forward for a stable financial continuity so we can better plan our county budget as well as our own family budget.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Judge Valdez and County Commissioners. My name is Irma Cárdenas. I am a leader with the board organization, and I live in the San Felipe area neighborhood. We are here this morning to ask that the property rate not be decreased by 2 cents for the next fiscal budget. The needs are many for our county, and we would want those 2 cents to go towards those much-needed projects. We would like to thank the county auditor for suggesting to the court that the public hearings be held 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. It is very baffling to us as to why the court did not support the suggestion. We are asking that the next public hearing be held in the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else, board organization?
Buenos días a
Buenos
todo
días.
el honorable
Buenos días.
cuerpo de condado. No sé si necesito que me traduzcan porque hay personas.
No,
Sí,
no, yo se lo traduzco.
ok, muy bien, gracias por esta oportunidad. Yo quiero enfocarme nada más en 2 puntos que son fundamentales. La reducción de los 2 centavos al presupuesto, a las taxaciones, ¿verdad? No sé en qué manera va a impactar en la proyección de aquí a 5 años, si tengan que duplicar en lugar de 2 o 4 centavos, no sé. Necesitaríamos conocer eso, ¿no? Porque esto es un año nada más, pero sí nos gustaría saber qué manera va a impactar dentro de 3, 4, 5 años si se va a duplicar las taxaciones. Entonces, el segundo tema es en cuanto a las juntas, si fuera posible, pudieran hacerse también por la tarde. Hay muchas personas, yo hablo por los que yo represento, ¿verdad? Que no tienen la oportunidad de estar en estas juntas, ¿verdad? Por causa de su trabajo. Y personas que falta su trabajo no le pagan las horas, ¿no? Entonces, son dos puntos fundamentales. Gracias, que tengan buen día.
Okay. For the record, he wanted to know what the reduction of the 2 cents, what impact was it going to be in 2 or 3 years from now, or 5 years from now? Also, if in 2 or 3 years we have to double or triple the 2 cents, that he just wants to know the impact that would have on our budget. The second thing that he did was to see if we could move the meetings in the afternoon, because there's some people that want to come over to the meetings. And according to his constituency, he would like to see if we could have meetings, especially like the budget hearings in the afternoon. So those are the 2 things. All right, any questions for commissioners? Okay, thank you. All right, anybody else from the board organization? Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, next, Mr. Guzman. Go ahead.
Judge, Commissioners, I'm Samito Guzman. I currently serve as Chair of the Board of the Appraisal District. Late last week, we were informed by, the Appraisal District uses T.Y. Pickett to appraise all of our utilities, so pipelines, wind farms, transmission lines. Company that the Appraisal District has been working on for 30-some-odd years, since the Appraisal District was formed. Their values that they appraise make up probably about 20% of the total appraised value of the county that you work on to calculate these tax rates. We were informed last week by the vendor that there was an error made. We met yesterday morning, as soon as business opened, with the owner of that company, got all the information. It boils down to an Excel error. Person that made an error, several people, checks that were put in place that missed that error. Checks when we received the data, missed it, and we passed it on to the entities. Everyone saw, bundled together, about 11% increase. Only about 4% of that was the wind farm. About 2.5% was organic growth in the county. The other, about 3 to 4%, was this. It's an $80 million in value error, which you'll translate down. I didn't know the exact number. So, here to answer questions. We can't. Our auditor has not audited. Sorry. Our contract company, T.Y. Pickett, has instituted new changes to make sure that error doesn't happen again. Our board is going to be working with our staff to see what. We're not going to promise that there'll never be an error. We try to promise that they won't have the same error twice. The typical safety net for this is notices. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You said it's 88 or 80, whatever, million,
Yes.
but it was appraised higher than it should have been.
The error was basically their value was doubled from 1 year.
What I'm saying is we just lost taxable value of 80 or 88 million dollars.
The values, the typical places from estimated values to the time that they're certified, there's the notice process. They did not reply to that notice, which is not untypical for a utility company that has basically 254 counties in Texas. They might have, this is a partnership with AEP, is who this company is. They had already talked to the folks that do the appraisals. They settled on a value. They didn't challenge that during that process, but they have every right to do so because of the percentage of that error when the tax notices go out. And so what is going to happen is there's going to be an adjustment or a supplement to that value downward that's going to
And that would be a decrease in the amount of money we're going to collect at how much?
On the proposed budget, it would be about $465,000. On this current budget, with the reduced tax rate, it would be about $435,000.
So, Matt, how much impact on the whole school and us would it be impact combined? About $2 million?
For the schools, they have some options we talked to our legal counsel on what our obligations were and what the options were. They have some options available to them to, the school has some options to receive some state fundings when these types of errors happen, or when there's differences.
Yeah, but
So,
I'm just saying, Matt, how much impact would it have from both entities?
I didn't calculate those entities, I only calculated ours.
Okay, ours would be about 480?
460 at the old 52, about 435 at the current proposed rate at 53 cents.
So we have a $430,000 mistake on this one, another 400 and something thousand on the wind farm.
I'm sorry, that other was not a mistake, that was a decision of the appraisal review board.
However it was, it cost the taxpayers money. So instead of being able to look at tax cuts, we have to look at tax increases to fund the budget. At the end of the day, it's the taxpayers that's going to pick up the tab. Doesn't matter where the mistake, no matter if it was this group or that group or wherever. We calculate a budget based off of numbers that we get, and we try to utilize the funds to the best of our ability to do what we have to do and create a budget based off of the revenue. This is $800, almost $900,000 that is not there. And it is what it is. I get the mistakes were made, but it's still $800,000. You know, had this one been done right and the other one been appraised at what Pickett said, it would have balanced itself out. You know, so it's difficult for us to create a budget when here we are in September and we're still changing what, you know, so, and I get the mistake was made and it needs to be fixed, but the guy that's going to pick up the tab is the local taxpayers. It's not the out-of-town company. It's not the company from England that has a wind farm. It's not the AEP from Corpus that has the other stuff. It's the local taxpayer that's going to pick up the tab for this. Because their taxes are going to have to be adjusted to make up all of these issues. That's just the way it is. And so, it's really sad that we find ourselves in this situation. You know, I've been sitting on this court for 16 years, and we've had mistakes at the appraisal district, and they adjust out for a few thousand here and a few thousand there. I mean, you know, this year has been a roller coaster ride. We're getting a budget adopted, and
Mr. Usman, I'm the one that sits down first and proposes budget. Me and Matt sit down, and it's very hard because I'm the person that wants to do it before the deadline. And it really bothers me because now everything that I've done is really out the door because now the figures that I used were wrong. How can I sit and the next county judge that sits here, you know, I want to finish my budget before September, to be honest with you. I don't want to be at the last hour and then the citizens blame me for not having a proposed budget, which is really not my problem at that time, but it is my problem because it has to be adopted before October the 1st, and I'm the person who wants to be done by August. I want to do it, but if I have the wrong figures, I can't. My proposed budget is out the door, to be honest with you. I mean, we have to redo everything, and that's horrible because we sit down, what, Matt, about 4 or 5 hours? I mean, total, not just one day, but 4 or 5 hours? More than that, and then for what? I mean, it's down the drain.
the sad part is the taxpayers are probably not going to get a 2-cent reduction because of these issues, because we still have to balance this budget. And it's on the back of the people that live in this community, that work in this community, and that support this community. Not the companies that are from all over the rest of the world that are getting this. It's the local people. And that's the part that really upsets me about this.
Ramiro, how many cents does that 800,000?
That would be a calculation for the auditor.
2 cents.
Because it's
Well, the 2 cents we wanted to reduce it, now we have to bring it back.
There might be, it's logical that these two issues might get confused. One issue that was about a similar amount of impact was a decision of the appraisal review board to lower the value from a cost accounting basis to an income accounting basis on the wind farm. That is being litigated by the appraisal district, and that'll enter in the courts. We still maintain that the actual value for the first year of a wind farm should be the original $176 million, not the $101 million. That's still in play, but that's months and months away. That does not help you for your budgeting. That doesn't help you in that area. That would be one issue. This other issue is something completely unforeseen, and it just came up, and we wanted to present it as fast as we could.
But if that stands and it's not overturned, the taxpayers still pay for it.
It's an eight hundred,
And that's what exactly
eight hundred
what
and some
Commissioner
thousand
Nell-
dollar
Right.
deal.
Man, how bad is this gonna affect the budget, our current budget right now?
I have,
Everywhere, and they have to do all kind of changes.
Well, we have,
well, I have those figures if you want, we can go over. them
Okay.
during this hearing.
thank you, Ron. All right, okay,
So,
Sandra, go ahead. Remember, this is an open hearing, so anybody can.
Good morning, Judge Valdez and County Commissioners. So it just throws a monkey wrench into the whole thing.
How do you feel?
However-
How do I feel?
Okay, however, having said that, if Mr. Guzman had not come up here and dropped that bombshell, the board organization still stands behind the idea of not, the 2-cent decrease. Now, having said that, as I was listening to Mr. Guzman speak, two things popped into my head, and this is without discussion with the rest of the leadership of the board organization. Number one, I heard the word litigation by Mr. Guzman. Can we hold legally accountable the contractor that made this error? Number two, does that mean elected officials do not get their raises? So instead of, if there's a possibility, which I think, Commissioner Nelson, you might be right, that instead of the court looking at a possible 2-cent decrease, that they might be a possible increase. Can that be avoided by not giving the public, the elected officials, a salary increase?
Ms. Cortez, I don't think that it will bring us back to no tax increase or no tax reduction. And what it is that exactly how I proposed the budget. We would have enough money for that. The problem is that now we had extra money coming in that we could have done some other projects. And like, I agree with you, we need to finish up the women's shelter and the animal control shelter. We need to, that's what the money was going to be used for. But now, we lost $400,000. When my proposed budget was 0 increase and 0 deduction. Because we had so good numbers, the majority of commissioners decided to reduce it 2 cents. It goes back to my proposed budget, but now we have to work on what we thought, and that's what we.
No, and we understand that, and we concur with you, Judge Valdez and Commissioner Owens, on that idea, okay? However, and we are not against anyone, especially the hourly wage earners, not getting an increase. We are not against it. We're not against elected officials not getting an increase. But given the fact that what we were just told, given the fact that we have so many projects in the works, that we have a long-term vision about a judicial center, it's kind of like if I win the lottery, I get $20,000 in a scratch-off, and I need an AC, and I need to fix my car, and I need this, and instead I'll go buy a wardrobe. So let's really seriously think about our priorities and where our monies need to go. Thank you very much.
Yes. Go ahead.
Real quick, just in my opinion, just to throw this out there, we make decisions and we try to make the best decisions that we can based on the information that's given to us. And when it's flawed, it's very difficult. Okay, that's one. Two, I don't understand why I would not give the other elected officials or elected officials a raise. They work just as hard, if not sometimes harder than other employees. I'm not in favor of, if we're able to give raises, I think that the elected officials should get a raise just to ride along with everybody else. There was a commissioner that brought up maybe not to do that. If we wanted to do it to ourselves and not give ourselves raises, that's one thing. But for everybody else, I do believe they deserve a raise, just for the record.
All right, anybody else before we close this hearing?
Did you want to go over some projections on the current?
Well, this is a public hearing, and we don't have any items to discuss the budget or anything like
We'll
that.
do that in the next, on one agenda item.
Do we have an agenda item for that?
Yeah,
I don't think we have a budget agenda item, do we?
There's one here that I put here, let's see. discuss possible action on action, item 43. Okay, we can discuss that with you. All right, anybody else before we close this hearing? Last chance now. All right, then, hearing's now closed. Thank you. Thank you, Morgan. I guess you want to, if you want to leave, or you want to stay, that you're welcome to do so. Yeah. No, we'll pay. All right. Do we have any minutes? I'm sorry.
I didn't see them.
I didn't see any. No. Okay, no approval of minutes. All right, we have no citizens' comments. Nobody turned in anything. All right. Next, let's go to item 9. Discuss the possible action to request a resolution and or order for Valverde County Court at Law to apply for federal grant money for a adult drug court discretionary federal grants.
Move.
So move.
I'll second for
Second.
discussion.
Go ahead.
Is this one, different than the other one?
Is that for the revised resolution?
Yes.
This is,
Commissioner? The federal, okay. Commissioner Owens, this has to do with the governor's grant. Requires us or all grant recipients throughout the state of Texas that receive funds to make an effort to apply for a federal grant within a year. And that's what we're doing.
Okay, because we got the other one, you need to go
We
with
have
for more
to.
money.
Yes, sir, but I want to make it clear to the commissioners and to you and everyone else on the court, is that, and I've talked to Matt about this, we're not just going to apply for any grant, because if it requires matching funds, just active live funds, we're not going to apply for it. We're going to try and find something that we can match with my salary as taken into consideration in kind, or other services that we provide, in kind services that we can offset so that the county is not obligated to pay any money. The chances of us getting a federal grant they're not really good unless you live in San Antonio or Houston or Austin, but I think we've got a good chance, we've got a good opportunity. So having said that, I just wanted to make that point clear.
What improves your chances?
I think a little of everything. Working with Mr. Esser, Debbie Esser is a big plus. Working with Matt, working with the coordinator and the case manager, and having these people educated to write grants is a big plus. And we're following all of the requirements plus more. Just to give you an example, we've been audited twice, and Mr. Weinberg's participated in that, and we've come out pretty good on those audits. But I just want to make the court understand that we're not going to apply for any grants just because it's there. We want to make sure we don't commit the county to any matching funds.
Thank
And
you.
we're just complying with the condition that's required, that's all.
Thank you, Dave. Okay. Any other questions for him? Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody, 5-0. Thank you. Our next, discuss possible action to approve the revised resolution of Valverde County Court of Law to apply a submission for grant application for the Office of Governor Criminal Justice Division Specialty Court Grant.
move.
So move.
Second.
Second. Any questions? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody? 5-0. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you,
Have a
sir,
good day.
appreciate it. And I just want to thank the court real quick. This is the second time I've come on, you take me out of sequence. I was in court last time. I've been more than glad to willing to wait till the last person if I have to. Today I've got to go to San Antonio. I've got physical therapy this morning at 1:50, and I have treatment tomorrow. So I appreciate the court's courtesy.
Good luck and safe
Thank you.
trips.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Next, discussion and possible approval of allocation of money for contractual service to cover payment of services to provide assistance to the Veterans Office.
What is this?
Okay, what it is because Janice Casillas is here, and she's working on part-time work, taking over the Veterans Office, but she doesn't want to be hired permanently, so we're going to hire her in the contract on 4 hours a day. Is that right, 4 hours a day? 4 hours a day, she's helping us out. She also is, why don't you stand up? This is Miss Janice Casillas. She retired, working for the Texas Veterans Commission, all right? And so she's helping us out as we do. In fact, we do have how many applicants, Monica? 6 applicants. You sit down and help us pick our next veterans officer. And with that, she will give us a report on what she's done. So, but in order for her, we don't want to go into contract. I mean, we want to go into a contract with her because she doesn't want to get paid.
We're gonna pay this on salary.
Right, out of my salary, and
I am retired.
and she doesn't want to work full-time. I wish she would, but she doesn't want to work full-time.
But as in the military, I was reactivated.
All right, so she's helping us out. There's a report of what she's done as we hired her.
I'll make a motion to approve and take it out of the veterans.
So there's a motion and a second. Any questions for, or if nothing else, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Thank you, Janice, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for helping us out.
The
Thank you
only
very
thing I can say is that this is a very, very busy time for veterans, starting now from September all the way until Veterans Day on November 11th. And so you can see in that report that we have started to prepare and get flyers for the veterans of Valverde County. And as of right now, there's 3,823 veterans in Valverde County. So we have our work cut out for us. Gloria Sanson and Jasmine Garcia are 2 excellent employees. They have been trained in some areas, however, in other areas, they are lacking training. And so I'm going to do the best I can to bring in Texas Veterans Commission individuals that can bring them up in their training, also while I'm there temporarily until you get a new county veteran service officer.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for taking the
Judge.
time.
Thanks for
Judge, would it be possible, I mean, can you hire somebody maybe to?
Yeah, well, she's going to be sitting on the screening committee.
No, but after you hire somebody, maybe to continue to.
Yeah, she
maybe
can
come back and get more money
She-
or whatever.
Yeah, she can stay there 2 or 3 weeks until she trains the other person.
I can stay until November 30th, and then I have something in December.
Just to let y'all know.
Yeah, and Juanita and I and Janice will sit down and go over the applicants and do interviews, and then she will stick around until that person is confident with, or more secure with their job.
And Texas Veterans Commission does an excellent job in training the county veteran service officer, and then also training the employment representative who took my place, Mr. James Powell.
And we also got to call Mr. Bobby Barrera will help us out there too.
Yes.
He's actually the national person, spokesman for the veterans,
That's
right?
right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Let me go back to
All right, next, item 12, discussion possible action on Texas CDBG 7216-075 contract extension requested 2 additional months of time to complete all activities and authorize county judge to sign it. New proposed contract end date is January 31st, 2019.
On the top. Judge, this one here, we've been working, trying to get that parcel of land where the storage tank, where the pressure tank's going to be put at. So it looks like that has been resolved. So I would make a motion that we give the judge authority to sign an extension on this.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any other question, discussion? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody? Okay, item 13, I don't know if everybody got the footnote there, they withdrew the letter of support, so we're gonna skip that one. All right, next, item 14, discussion possible action to approve the agreement between Valverde County and Madison Government Affairs covering period October 1st, 2018 to September 30th, 2019.
Move.
Second.
Second, any question, discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Nobody, 5-0. Item 15, discussion and possible action on TxDOT County Transportation Infrastructure Fund draw number 4 and authorize county judge to sign it. Is that true?
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second.
There's a motion and a
Sorry
second. Any other question? Discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Nobody, 5-0. Item 16, discussion and possible action on Texas CDBG 7218-026, draw 1, requesting $4,046.25 for KSA Engineers invoice number 72899, and authorize county judge and county auditor to sign it.
Motion to approve. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Nobody? 5-0. Item 17, discussion and possible action on equipment cost calculation sheet 802, John Deere backhoe loader tractor for precinct 4 to be used on Vega Verde Road water line project, and authorize county judge to sign it.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion and a second. Any question, discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Nobody. 5-0. Item 18, discussion and possible action on request for release of funds in certification form 7015.15 to cover letter with cover letter from County Judge for Valverde County 7218-026 step fund in the amount of $350,000. Authorized county judge to sign it.
Motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Nobody. 5-0. Item 19, discussion and possible action amending budget for precinct 4, transfer $3,900 from the travel budget to operating budget.
Judge, I'd like to amend the budget and move $3,900 from travel to my operating budget.
Okay.
That's in the formula.
Are you out of money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You made the motion. Anybody
Yeah.
want a second for discussion?
Second.
Second, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's approximately 1,200 left in there. But what are we doing on the budget process? Are we still allowing budget adjustments? Are we still allowing spending? I thought we were trying to curb that. We were trying to get everyone to estimate as best they could their expenditures in the month of September so we can get a good beginning fund balance coming in.
No, we're gonna spend it to zero.
We're going to spend it to zero.
There's a whole agenda here to spend it to zero.
All right.
That'll manage it. We're gonna spend it.
All right. All right. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 5-0. Thank you. All right. Item 20, discussion possible action requesting appointment of election judges and setting rates for pay of judges and clerks at $15 an hour for the upcoming November 6, 2018 general election. Need a motion? So moved. Second.
We're going to need an executive session on this item, if that's possible.
Okay,
On this one?
Correct.
Oh, good.
okay, we'll table it to after executive session. Okay, there's a motion, a second, we'll just come vote.
Okay.
All right, next, discussion and possible action on requesting appointment of general, Central County Station Manager for the upcoming November 6, 2018 general election.
Can we do this one?
Can we do that one too?
Oh, I don't have
Move.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody. Item 22, discussion, possible action on the appointment of general county station judge and alternate judge for the upcoming November 6, 2018 general election.
Move.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody. Item 23, discussion and possible action to request an appointment of tabulation supervisor for the upcoming November 6, 2018 general election.
Move. Second.
Second. Okay, any question? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Nobody. Item 24, discussion and possible action requesting appointment of Valverde County clerks, deputies as early voting clerks as needed for the upcoming November 6, 2018.
Second.
Second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody. Item 25, discussion possible action on requesting designated number of clerks assigned per poll place for the upcoming November 6, 2018 general election.
Move.
So moved. Second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody. 5-0. Item 26, discussion possible action on to have the Valverde County Judge Brian Valdez sign the contract with DIR Shared Services to replacing the current one with the Texas government for auto registration department credit process.
Move.
So moved. I need a second. Anybody second?
Second.
Okay, go ahead.
We're using Texas.gov, and this is going to a change, and there may be counties that have other third vendors, like signature payments, certified payments. They may stay the same, but the ones that are under Texas.gov, there is a change here. That's the reason there's a new contract. Right now, since this was done at the very last minute, I received this contract on the 27th. I've been away with a hip replacement operation on the 1st of August, and I missed some of these emails. And right now, we have assigned, we're not taking credit cards, and, but because we need this contract signed. So we can.
It's a new contract?
Yes, and I think, we
Have they
did send
reviewed
it to, we did send it to one.
We reviewed it?
I can look into it, Commissioner, because we don't have any notes on the docket today.
We can approve it with,
Stipulation?
stipulation that,
When does it have to be done by?
Well, this started September 1st.
So the contract's already started, even though we haven't signed it.
Well, I'm not taking credit cards right now. I
Well,
need the
this is so you
contract
can take
signed.
credit cards,
Yeah.
So
so
I can-
until this is done, you
Right.
can't.
all right.
So it's today or next week, as long as we have it done.
Motion,
I'll amend my motion to approve pending legal review.
Second, accept.
okay, there's a motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye, all those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Item 27, discussion possible action regarding the adjustment of minimum limits required for county liability and workman's comp insurance for the service providers doing business with Val Verde County.
Good morning, Court. This has come up for discussion in the past. In the past, we wanted to eliminate the limits, but I think an adjustment of the limits might allow us to have more participation of vendors. Currently, the limits are $1 million on both policies. I would recommend $500,000 on liability insurance and $300,000, which matches the tort law, a limit on workers' compensation.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Martin.
Okay.
Did you make a
made the
motion? Okay, I'll second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any more questions or discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, nobody, 5-0.
And you'll amend the purchasing policy then?
I was looking to see where that policy was, but I haven't been able to find it. But
Okay.
With the help of our county clerk, I'm sure we can find it.
Okay.
Okay, all right, item 28, discussion and possible action regarding the Val Verde County entering to the U.S. Communities Co-op Purchasing Program.
Motion to approve.
Motion,
Second.
second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 29, discussion and possible action regarding the Val Verde County service agreement with E-Rate Consultants Stan Watkowski to file all documents required to participate in 2019-2020 E-Rate program.
Let me give you a history on this. Last year was I kind of picked up the ball here and processed it. There was a potential of saving some money there on our services for communications. We were paying, today we're currently paying $599 for 50 megabytes. We have upped that to 200 megabytes and are paying $13.34. We were awarded the E-rate contract for 18-19, which is the one we're on now. It just started in July 1st, actually. Our yearly projection of expenses is about $16,000. E-rate will pick up 80% of that.
Good job.
So E-rate will reimburse throughout the year Val Verde County $12,806. Mr. Stan's fee is 30% of whatever E-rate recuperates us. So the consultant will earn $3,841.92. Val Verde County's 20% that we're going to pay is $3,201 for a total cost to Val Verde County of $7,043.52, which comes out to $586 a month. Basically, kind of what where we were at 50 megs, but we're now at 200 with fiber. So that gave us tremendous capacity. Now, if we could find somebody within Val Verde County that could save us another 30%, that would process the paperwork, whatever our consultant is doing. And it has been done before. Mr. Keachman used to take care of this.
So our librarian should be doing this.
Well, I'm not saying that the librarian, but that's.
But the librarian's always done
it. Yeah, in the past. Historically, the librarian has done it. So that would be.
So we're paying somebody $3,000 to do what we have an employee that should be doing.
$38.41.
We're paying them $38.41.
But it's a good
We're paying
program.
an employee to do the same job.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
The part that hurts is we missed out for 2-3 years on the 80%.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 5-0. Item 30, discussion possible action regarding the budget amendment to the advertising line item, an additional $2,000 is required to fund anticipated end of the year notices.
I know I've come up here 3 times already, but we keep running out of money on that line item. We just, public notices and so on and so forth. Maybe we cut it a little bit too deep on this last time around, so we need to kind of visit that.
How
We
much?
have had a lot of
Well, you're gonna get-
grant
Elections
applications.
and
Well, there's a lot
This year?
of stuff that we're doing this year.
Well, there was one
We're out of the
of
ordinary.
just a huge one-page,
Where are we getting the
one of
money?
the grants, 2 grants that we had.
Where are we getting the money?
It's gonna have to come from contingency.
I thought we didn't have any money in contingency.
Who said that?
You did.
The majority of them.
You're the one that told us the last time we're out of money.
We're roughly around 34.7.
$34.07?
His answer is just a matter of the decimal point.
It's gonna be close.
So we need to go higher?
I would.
Let's just take all the contingency, whatever's
I'm gonna
left.
slow down there. Do we need to go to $3,000?
$34, as I understand, is what it was, right?
2,000.
What's the number?
2,000.
2003.
3,000. Motion to approve at 3,000 to move money out of contingency into advertising line item.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody. 5-0. Item 31, discussion possible action regarding the courthouse security committee request to purchase 10 upholstered stacked chairs for the second floor Alice Fitzpatrick building, the price of $624.80, and asking the court to determine which fund to use.
Didn't we,
We looked at circulator fund that doesn't qualify.
didn't we buy furniture? Not too long ago, or we haven't bought furniture for it?
No.
About a wall.
A wall, that's what we bought. So courthouse security won't cover this.
It does not fall within the parameters or the scope of that account.
Can it wait till next year?
You can wait as long as you all want it to wait.
Right, it's a $624 charge. Obviously, there's enough money in contingency to cover that. However,
Now you have money. For chairs, you have money.
if you would like to take that security fund, reimburse the salary security personnel up there by the tune of $624, you can do that transaction. If you would like to do the transaction like that, or just simply just take it out of contingency.
624, the security fund to reimburse, and we don't.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to reimburse ourselves.
Okay, we can do that.
I will make a motion to approve the purchase, but to reimburse the general fund by paying salaries out of the courthouse security and then adding that money to pay for this.
Okay.
So I think we got all that.
Okay, I need a second for that? Second. All right, any questions or discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That's 5-0. And item 32, discussion possible action regarding the Val Verde County into a contract with LPA Incorporated for the development of fairgrounds master plan and authorized county judge to sign it.
So moved.
So moved. Second. Any questions or discussion?
Who said that?
Go ahead.
Real quick, I would rather, and I think this is a good idea. I mean, I think we've been looking at this for a couple of years to do something at the fairgrounds. Commissioner Hamilton actually put on the agenda a couple of times a fairground committee. I don't know what this is going to cost.
It was 86.
80,000 plus reimbursable expenses.
My
80,000 each.
My deal would be is that, I mean, where are we gonna get the money? And yeah, we need to figure out a cost, but we have we're trying to put together a fairground committee that could actually help us with what they would like to put out there. And then actually, we did 60-some odd thousand or 70-some odd $1,000 for the sports complex that we spent on a consultant, right, or whatever that money was. We had a cost breakdown on per fields and stuff like that, so I mean, we put the fairground committee together. They could tell us, you know, we need a football field, 3 baseball fields, whatever, and then put a cost together. And then if we could figure out where we're going to come up with the money and then go out and hire this guy versus hiring this guy at $80-some odd thousand, then we don't have the money to do anything. That would be my only concern.
The money we set aside in the budget, depending on what we do there, the Fairgrounds Committee will assist in coming up with them. It's not just about sports, the fairgrounds. This is about
everything.
Cover arena, 4-H, everything else. We need a master plan to be able to decide where we're going. We want to talk about spending money on projects, but we don't have a plan to spend it. Yeah, we could probably sit here and throw some numbers together and hope to God that we come up with something that works, but, you know, at the end of the day, you need a master plan that needs to involve the entire community about where they want to go. Not where we want to go, but where the community wants to go. And that's the purpose of this.
No, and I completely agree that we need something. I just don't think we need to go spend another $80-some odd thousand like we did on the sports complex and then have nothing to show for the money we spent. And that's my only concern. I mean,
we spend a lot of money. We spend a lot of money up here and nothing to show for it. So
I'm really grateful to the court, you know, and just like every other citizen should be, that we're actually looking at this. But that was my concern, was we're just going to go spend.
Is this for discussion, Judge?
Yes.
Carl, could you tell us how y'all did it in Uvalde?
Did what?
Your fairgrounds.
Well,
Did you do a committee? Did you hire a consultant? Did you do a?
they had their committees, rodeo committee, 4-H committee, different committees over there. And then the county, of course, there's a lot of things involved, with a lot of infrastructure. Everything went into a centralized sewer system, tied into the city of Uvalde. Water was piped all over the facility. So there was a lot of other elements in addition to just, you know, building a building out there. And so at the end of the day, the county, we got these recommendations. The county hired an architect to provide a layout on that facility based on the committee's suggestions that the arenas need to be, you know, so long, so wide, have so many seats, have so many restrooms, all those different elements. By visiting other facilities, that committee made those recommendations, and then the county hired an architect to put all that together, and an engineer to do the drainage on the facility, make sure all the parking lots, you know, the water drained correctly, and went into the little retention pond, and put in the water pipeline, put in the lift station, and sewer lines, and all that. So there was actually an architect and an engineer was hired by the county to come up with that plan.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Any other questions, Commissioner?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. There's a motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed?
Aye.
Okay, 4-1. Thank you. Our next discussion, possible action regarding the request from Parks to purchase 2 12-foot brush cutters for the estimated cost of $22,000. Residual of operating funds to be used for this purchase.
Motion approved. Second.
So motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody, 5-0. And item 34, discussion possible action regarding the purchase of a laptop for the price of $1,368.30. Funds will come out of the district clerk's office supply.
Why are we not buying this out of the special fund?
I don't know.
Do they have money in their special fund?
They do. They do.
About how much?
About 22,000. I don't know if it doesn't get pigeonholed into the management preservation. I have no idea. I haven't spoke with them in regards to this.
They have numerous special funds over there, though.
Pardon?
They have numerous special funds.
For a computer, probably just the one.
Just the one.
Yeah.
Personally think it should come out of there if it can.
Well, let's do that then. You can see if it fits that description. If it doesn't, then you can bring it back.
Well, could we make a motion to see if it fits it? If it doesn't, then use the funds now. That way she doesn't have to wait for us.
You use the funds, what do you mean?
Well, you're saying,
If it fits in that special fund, use the special fund. If it doesn't, go ahead and take it out of
Office.
office.
Is that at her discretion?
Yeah, I'm not too inclined, but.
And we didn't know about this months ago, that we needed a computer.
Have we cleared all this RAM and everything?
The computer is clear with RAM, and it's not on the update sheet, so it would be a brand new addition to the inventory.
My deal is to take it out of their funds that are designed for these purposes. And I will make a motion to allow the purchase, but to take it out of their special funds to pay for it.
But do we do that, or does she?
We can do that.
Records management?
Okay.
Is that the one you think it might fit? If not,
yeah, if not, could we? You're not
if
gonna.
not, there's no if not.
No, if not.
Out of records management only.
Okay, there's a motion. I need a second for that.
What does the motion say?
Use it
That
as
it
special
only
fund.
comes out of records management.
Match fund. You want to second that?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed?
All right.
4-1. Thank you. All right, next discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to sign the state and local HIDTA agreement between Valverde Sheriff's Office and HIDTA.
Yes, Commissioners, this is a renewal of this agreement that we've had for years.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed? Nobody. And item 36, discussion possible action authorizing Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez to transfer $7,000 from communications and $5,000 from the software maintenance line item to office expense line item.
Move.
Second.
Move second. Any
Why
discussion?
don't we, didn't we just do this at the last, didn't we just move money at the last one?
We did on a certain deal, but now the door is an emergency type deal. They can't, they're just keep patching it, and it's time to replace it.
So
So we're short on the
what are we,
office expense.
what are we replacing?
The front door,
This is for the front door.
mechanically, Geo can't keep it going.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody. 5-0. Thank you, sir. Monthly treasury report. I think all of you got it.
No action is necessary, so only for formality.
Okay, thank you. All right.
He likes that, right?
Human Resource Monthly Report from August 22nd, 2018 to September 4th, 2018.
So moved.
Move.
Second.
Second. Any questions or discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those
Aye.
opposed? 5-0. Item 39, discussion and possible action approving the holiday schedule for fiscal year 2018, 2019. All of you have it in your package.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion.
It's gonna be the first year we get to miss the counselor asking for an August holiday.
She's not here, but she said for me to do it in her.
Oh.
All right, there's a motion.
I don't know who seconded it. Oh,
Okay,
he
there's a
seconded it.
second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Right.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody. 5-0. The monthly county audit report.
Move.
So move. Need a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion or questions? Alright, nothing else, and all those in favor indicate by saying aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 41, discussion, possible action of payment approval for invoices that do not comply with purchase policy.
I know they're here.
They are.
See if I'm on the list. Oh, yeah, I'm on the list. For $33.
Alright,
Well,
so move.
Second.
Second, any questions or discussion? None, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody.
How you picking on each
No, when I'm gonna appear there, I know you're gonna pick on me, that's fine. Alright, item 42, discussion, possible action on the 63rd District Court and District Clerk copier expense accounts requesting budget amendment for the amount of $434.42 and $168.17 respectively from contingency.
Yes, we gotta do that in order to facilitate those invoices by the end of the year.
they don't have money anywhere in their budget to do this?
No.
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more questions or discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
You know, I'm an observation, when he wants it done, he says, well, yeah.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Alright, item 43, discussion possible action on the budget for fiscal year 2018-2019. Alright, I think you have the amended budget that she gave us this morning. Now we're down to $2,700,000. 2.7.
Correct.
Right?
This is the new one.
That's the one I'm gonna have to highlight on the budget.
That's this one.
What we did, we adjusted for that valuation.
For the devaluation.
Correct. 88.5.
So what does that leave us, and how many days does it leave us in fund balance?
Depending on the calculation, there are several variations in calculations, but if you go up just revenues, that puts us just south of 60 days, right around 58. I know we all saw this one on the current tax rate, or the proposed tax rate. If it goes through, we reached out to other counties. Now the information is only as good as sometimes who's on the other end of the phone are the ones who haven't.
Like what we're dealing with.
Yes, who haven't posted on their own, but that's in essence what it would look like on the proposed county tax rates, where we'd be positioned at.
If we do away with the 3% discount,
3% discount, that's gonna, estimate about $225,000 is roughly what it cost us.
so about a penny.
Correct, about a penny. Penny has been adjusted. It is lower. Penny's about 216 now due to that evaluation, but you're correct. But what a fantastic opportunity that we were presented with for the court to showcase their management and governing skills as we go forward. Now, we are kind of lucky, we haven't passed your tax rate, you haven't passed your budget, so we can move and cover on this.
You know, I think it's sad that we gotta have this discussion because we can't get our act together.
What is your recommendation, Matt?
Raise that.
Well, of course, the easy answer is just easier to go after the one that works. Either raise taxes or just get rid of salaries. But I don't know if either one of those is 100% the answer. So that will be the court's decision on how they want to maneuver themselves. They want to maneuver themselves, look for additional cuts.
But what happens if we leave it the way it is? The tax rate the way it is, leave the salary increases the way they are, and leave the budget the way it sits?
Well, and that will be the first page. And we're going to be south of your 60 days requirement. And then in addition to that, next year, you're going to have to move over about 2.5 cents. So you're going to have to move over a little over $300,000 to your INS to cover that. So that's going to eat into the fund balance. Now, we had a growth rate of approximately 10%, but once, as they stated, once you back out the wind farm, you back out the missed adjustment, we were only at about 2.5%. And last year, we know we were flat. Simply, without that...
So there is no growth?
Correct. I mean, simply, as a county, we're growing faster than our tax base, if you take out the wind farm. And
So our expenditures are growing faster than our tax base is growing?
Correct. So how do you adjust that?
Well, you know, and the court did a really, really good job last year. I mean, he brought up, you know, trying to cut, and the court followed it. We took 10% out of everybody's operating budget. So it isn't like we're just continuing to spend just for the sake of spending.
Correct.
You know, there's only one option. You know, at least move it back up to where the tax rate was.
And then moving the tax rate back up to where it was, in essence, is still a cut, because we just lost the 460. Compared to the discussion that we were prepared to have before yesterday at 9:30. It was supposed to be a different discussion than we were about to have.
Still don't agree with it.
What's our deadline on making this decision?
That's true. You do have a little bit of time, but we might want to get on the horse a little bit here. We're going to have to post it, repost the new proposed tax rate. We're going to need 7 days on the first meeting, then 3 days after the first one. So roughly, I would say 12 days.
We have until midnight the 31st.
Yeah, we don't want to go back to the effective rate. That would be a difficult situation.
I mean, there's you gotta, if you're going to readjust the tax rate, you gotta put an item on the agenda to do it. Somebody has to put it on. It's not on this agenda.
No, it's not.
To make the readjustment?
It's not on this agenda to set the tax rate. I don't agree with it, but I think it's sad that the taxpayers have to pick it up because we can't get our act together. But
It's not us, though, Commissioner.
No, I didn't mean us.
I didn't mean
us.
everything possible. When you take 10% out of everybody's budget, you wait till some part later on in the fiscal year in order to give a raise. I mean, I think we've done everything we can. Again, we're making decisions based with information that's given to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful nice that people that don't live in Valverde County get the tax rate. Twice.
Yeah. You know, the valuation from just the wind farm and the overvaluation was close to $1 million. And so our growth was approximately 1.26. So, like I said, our budget clearly outgrew our tax base this year.
Maybe it's bad looking at the budget.
So what do you do, Judge? Call a meeting?
If we're gonna adjust the tax rate, we need to call another meeting. We need to call it like soon.
72
That's
hours.
true. Now, going back to the expenditures that are about to happen this month, that's your beginning fund balance. It's going to help contribute to support this balance. And I understand we want to hurry up and get equipment, but that stuff can be deferred until next year, unless there's absolute reason that we have to have it within the next 30 days that we can't wait. And plus, it'll make it easier getting you a better number so that you can make better decisions. As we know, we want the best numbers possible to make the best decision possible. So I would hope that the court would start to render in the budget adjustments and spending that's going to happen the rest of this month.
What did you just say?
Don't spend any more money.
Don't zero out your account.
Freeze the budget.
Don't zero out your account.
No, I don't want to necessarily freeze. Freeze is a bad word. I mean, freeze is like outsourcing. So instead of outsourcing, we use the word global resourcing. So
Pretty fancy there.
just
Just a matter of where you put the decimal.
Adjustments have a point, yes.
If it's non-emergency, if it's something like that, I would hope we can, nothing major, so that I can get you the best getting fund balance possible, so that you can make the best decisions possible.
Well, my question to the commissioners are, do you guys want to readjust the tax rate?
We're gonna have to put it on
What I'm saying,
an
no,
agenda, and then we're
what
gonna have
I'm
to
saying
decide.
is, if you do,
I
we
don't.
put it in an agenda, it's up to you guys.
I don't want to, but.
Call the meeting, Judge, and
Well,
put it
that's
on the
what I'm
agenda.
saying. If you guys want to readjust the tax rate, you need to let me know so I can put in a meeting, a special meeting to readjust the tax rate. But if you guys don't want to readjust it, then why do we want to call a meeting?
Call the meeting, that'll give Commissioner Owens 3 days to make his decision.
So do you want to call a meeting till Friday? Think about readjusting the tax rate? Elisa, can you set up a meeting to a tax rate for Friday? All right, anybody else?
Now, we do have a lot of expenditures in this budget, a lot of capital outlay in comparison that we usually have. And I hope, in financing our projects, I hope that we haven't run out of resources until we lean on the taxpayer. I just hope as we run out of resources and not resourcefulness to look out for other things and other financing on how to get these things done. I hope that comes to fruition.
Okay, and we'll call a meeting for Monday. It's too late for Friday, so we have to do it Monday. Yeah, for one item, for the tax rate. Okay, all right, thank you, Matt.
All right.
Will there be an opportunity at any future meetings to address salaries as pertaining to the 2018-2019 budget?
That's what this item's about.
That's what the item's about.
Okay. So, I would like for your consideration, I think if there was two precinct foremen that were raised, their salary was raised, and I would like to see a chief deputy position equal that same salary.
Okay.
For your consideration. Thank you.
All right, yes.
I did provide you all with a memo regarding some of the questions that I had in regards to the CPI increase and the 5% on several positions. If the court will please clarify that and make it part of the minutes in order that Matt and I have
Well, I would think that you could only, the people that are getting the base pay of 2.9 will not get the 5%. That's what my recommendation would be for the budget. Since they're just new hires, how can you give them 7% real quick?
If they're not on board by, when the budget's
Right.
adopted.
Between now and October.
There was, I think on item 5, line item 5, those 31,000 that we moved, some individuals, the 3 positions we moved, if we don't go ahead and give them the 2.9, they're already starting below the base pay. Because that base pay is going to be moved up 2.9% on number 5.
Then we need to adjust it.
Sir?
Then we need to adjust it to, it would be the current base, it would be the new base pay with the.
The new base pay, if the base pay, the way it was explained to me is that right now it's at 31, we move it up 2.9, you can't be started at the 31. You have to be started at 31 plus a 2.9.
Right, so October 1st you would start that.
Yes.
At that base pay.
Yeah.
What the new base pay would be.
And as far as the positions that we are filling currently this month, will those people be getting the new base rate plus the 5%?
No, just the new base rate.
Okay.
Is that my understanding from the court, right? Between now and October, they can't get 2.9 and then 5 in October?
Well, I thought they would get the 5%.
See,
The
right
5%
You
is
hire them
above.
right now.
Yeah, I know,
We hire
but
somebody
when
right
when the
now.
budget goes into effect October the 1st, there's gonna be a 5% increase for that position. The
Well,
base pay will adjust itself, but they would still get the 5%
plus the
increase.
2.9?
No,
Okay.
the 5% is still bigger than the 2.9.
Yeah, it is, but just, okay. Just for fun.
All right. All right. Nothing else, we'll now go into executive session. Items to be resolved in all open session 4 pursuant to the government code 551.071, parenthesis 2. We're back in session. No action was taken. All right, let's go back to item number 20. Okay, there was a motion. There's a second.
Which one?
20. Yeah. Bo made the motion and got seconded. Okay, there's a motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. All right, now let's go back to, any class to be approved, any certificates of compliance? Okay, I need a motion to approve the monthly reports. So move. Second. And all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Approve of bills for payment.
Move.
So move. Second, Commissioner Wardlaw. And all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. There's no county judge's comments. Nothing else, the meeting's adjourned.